Hi ladies and gents, it's Troa00S, and I'm back!
Why they call me Slim Shady? I'm back. That's why they call me Slim Shady. I'm back. That's why they call me Slim Shady. I'm back. That's why they call me Slim Shady. I'm back.
First off, I want to apologize to all my fans and subscribers for the long hiatus. It just took me this long because I moved, went through a couple of jobs, went back to college, went through some personal stuff, and my computer died on me, taking all my software info with it, so I had to rebuy all my old software. But never fear, for I shall always try to keep this series going. So to all my fans and subscribers, I say welcome back, and everyone else, welcome, and I hope you enjoy the show. For today's episode, we are going to do theories on a particular statement that Lord Beerus says in the Dragon Ball Z movie Battle of God. Here's the statement for you.
Is that right? I'm pretty sure I've been to that planet before, though it's been a while. Wasn't that the one with all those dinosaur creatures with their attitude problems? They were so rude I drove them all to extinction.
So from that statement, we're going to make 4 different theories about why Lord Beerus is wrong, or even possibly mistaken, on the creatures he helped kill. Now, not to go too far off topic, but first things first, I still don't know why we're supposed to be scared of Lord Beerus. I mean, come on, he's a cat god. All you really need to keep him from blowing up your planet is some catnip and a laser pointer. Never mind the fact that he looks like a full-size humanoid version of Dr. Evil's cat that just happens to also be purple. Okay, sorry about that, but I just had to get that out of my system. Obviously, Lord Beerus has to be wrong because there are dinosaurs everywhere in the DBZ universe. I mean, yeah, it's kind of a cute joke, but it doesn't really work for that particular universe because all the dinosaurs are still alive. If you want proof, just watch Gohan's training underneath Piccolo. He is at first being chased by and then later eating the same T-Rex's tail. There was that episode Gohan had to save a baby pterodactyl from the carnival ringleader while also protecting the city as the Great Saiyaman, which I will now give you a picture of here. But I actually associate him more with this picture here, and which I hate him so much that my hatred could power the Red Lantern Corps for the next 1,000 years. Wait a minute, I don't even have to go episode digging to prove my point. The Briefs have a T-Rex in their backyard. Okay. Now that I've given you sufficient proof for my theories, let's get this episode started already. Number 1. My first theory is Lord Beerus drove all the dinosaurs to extinction. The Kais took pity on all the unfortunate dinosaurs that died because of Lord Beerus' actions and decided to use their powers to bring back the dinosaurs. Or maybe they used the Dragon Balls to bring them back, which would explain why the Namekians would know not only who the Kais are, but also what they look like. Take, for example, when they show up on New Namek to use the Dragon Balls to wish Earth and all the good people back to life that died at the hands of Majin Buu. When they showed up with Dende, they seemed to immediately know who the Kais are without even introducing themselves beforehand. This is my weakest theory on here because of the lack of concern the Kais seem to have about the universe, which suggests that they wouldn't use their powers to bring the dinos back to life. The Kais are the most useless set of gods this side of Mortal Kombat. The Kais are also so useless and self-absorbed that they won't usually even tell people, let alone get involved with the affairs of other beings if it does not directly concern them. I mean, Goku is only an exception because he was trained by King Kai, and he only was able to get trained by King Kai because another god spoke up for him in that universe, and that god is Kami. Outside of giving Goku info, training, letting Goku participate in the other world tournament, and even letting him pass between different realms while keeping his physical body, the only 2 times that I can recall the Kais ever using their power was when they sealed up Bojack inside North Kai, or as we call him, King Kai's planet. The other time was when they killed Bibbidi and sealed Majin Buu deep in the earth so no one would disturb him or accidentally set him free. And with that being said, let's move on to theory number 2. Number 2! This theory is my personal favorite. Theory number 2 is that Lord Beerus did kill all of the dinosaurs, but someone used the Dragon Balls to restore them. Which I know doesn't sound all that exciting at first, but the more I thought about it, the more awesome it became. My first thought was, wait, this was before Bulma was born, so nobody had a way of tracking the Dragon Balls. So then I figured that this particular Dragon Ball hunt would take a lot longer than usual. It might even take several lifetimes to get all of them. So I thought, what if one person decided one day, probably at a museum, that he or she would spend the rest of their life to find some way to bring back the dinosaurs? As they grew older, they realized that they wouldn't be able to do this in one lifetime, so they decided to pass on that responsibility to their children, which then became a family duty. But as time went on, family members had other plans for dinosaurs other than just bring them back so that the world could to see them in their natural beauty. Eventually they did get all the Dragon Balls and wished for all the dinosaurs to come back to life, but what if one of the family members was evil and had delusions of grandeur? So when he or she wished the dinos back to life, he made certain to tell the dragon that they had to follow only their commands and that they would never be able to hurt them, even involuntarily. Now that they had finally done it and resurrected the dinos, they decided to turn them into their own personal fighting force. Just think about that for a moment, and think how metal that sounds. Forget about riding into battle on top of a worm from Dune. How about instead riding on top a T-Rex with an army of dinosaurs behind you? That sounds way more badass. I mean, what army is going to stand their ground when they see off in the distance someone riding on top of a freaking T-Rex followed by an army of dinosaurs? I'm pretty sure everyone would be like, nope, I'm done. There is no way I am fighting that. I surrender. This person would most likely be the undisputed ruler of everything with an army of dinosaurs. Of course, eventually they would die of either being assassinated, die on the battlefield, die of sickness, or even of old age. Then the dinosaurs would just go back to being their normal selves and everything would eventually quiet back down. Number 3. The third theory, my loyal audience, might be able to exist if you're willing to believe the Dragon Ball universe could possibly be connected to the Jurassic Park universe, if only as a parallel reality. In this reality, Lord Beerus really did kill the dinosaurs, but instead of using the Dragon Balls to bring them back, they used science instead. Maybe in this universe they got some DNA from some frozen or captured somehow dinosaurs and remade them with their own DNA. The difference in this universe is they did it on an island, but they didn't try to turn it into a tourist attraction. They just let them be for a long period of time, then very slowly take some of them off the island and put them in a very remote but very sustainable habitats, far away from any humans. Eventually they made their own homes and remained alive in nature, but still far enough away for humans to be safe, with of course certain precautions taken to make sure that there is no way to come into the cities without them knowing about it and stopping them. They even learned over time how to domesticate them and let rich, crazy people like Dr. Briefs keep them as pets. Number 4. My final theory today is that Lord Beerus was wrong and that he did indeed not help drive the dinosaurs into extinction, but Troid 00S, I hear you saying you spent the last 3 theories proving that he didn't kill the dinosaurs. What else could you possibly have for us? I hear you pondering out loud to yourself. Well, loyal fans, the difference in this theory is Lord Beerus really did drive an entire race to extinction. It just wasn't the dinosaurs. Shocking, I know, right? But Lord Beerus is simply calling them the wrong name this time, because as we can all see clearly for ourselves in the movie Battle of Gods, Lord Beerus does not have the greatest memory and tends to have forgotten certain things and facts about them. What race Lord Beerus actually did drive to extinction are the dragons, not the dinosaurs. Think about it. Outside of the dragons from the Dragon Balls and Icarus, which is Gohan's pet that he gets from the movie Tree of Might, and he disappears when Gohan gets older, there are no other dragons. Lord Beerus just happens to have missed one, which seems to have been a baby during that time period. Maybe he felt sorry for driving them all to extinction, so to clear his conscience, he let one of them live. Lord Beerus just figured since it was the last of its race, and that it had no ways to reproduce, it would just die off eventually, so what's he care? Well, that's it for my theories today, everybody. Thank you for watching this video. If you like what you see, hit the like, favorite this video, or even hit that subscribe button. If you like what you see, please share these videos with everyone. If you'd like me to do more videos on the Dragon Ball franchise or even a video on why the Mortal Kombat gods suck, please leave a comment in the box below. If you have any suggestions for future shows, please leave them in the comment box below and I will look into them. Just 2 more last minute things before I go. I plan on expanding and doing more kinds of videos, like maybe some quick anime, movies, or video game reviews. Maybe even let's plays. I don't know. Maybe even some rants about some things. If any of that sounds good to you, please leave a comment in the box below. The last thing I have to address is I'm going to try to get these videos out at least once every 2 weeks, so long as my school and my work schedule don't massively change. If they do, I will be sure to let you all know as soon as I can and hopefully give you a release date on the next video to come out. Thank you all again for watching this and for staying this long. I will see you guys next time on Pondering Theories. Dragon Ball! Dragon, come!